Have you ever really thought about your liver? You probably picture it as some kind of simple filter. But what if I told you it's actually one of the most advanced chemical plants on Earth? Today, we're going to take a tour of this incredible organ and see how it really handles all the waste in your body. Let's dive in.
So, let me ask you, what do you think is the body's hardest working factory? Yeah, if you guessed the liver, you are absolutely right. It's a relentless 24/7 operation. I mean, it's constantly processing, recycling, and detoxifying just to keep you going.
So, for this explainer, we're going to take a full tour of this amazing factory. First up, we'll meet the master chemist and see why it's so much more than a filter. Then, we'll pop over to the recycling department to see what happens to old blood cells. After that, it's on to the very serious detoxification unit, followed by a look at how it manages surplus and shipping. And finally, we'll step back and just marvel at the grand design of the whole operation.
Okay, stop number one, the master chemist. You know, most of us have this mental image of the liver as a passive filter, kind of like the one in your coffee maker just trapping gunk. But that image, it's completely wrong. The reality is way more active and honestly just so much cooler.
You know, to really get it, let's compare it to the kidneys. Think of your kidneys like a simple drain. Waste goes in, urine comes out. Pretty direct, right? Well, the liver is totally different. It's a processor. It doesn't just catch waste, it chemically changes it, it transforms it, and then it packages it up and sends it to the right exit, either back to the kidneys or out through the intestines.
And this is really the core idea of our whole tour today. The source material puts it perfectly. The liver is a chemical processing plant. Its main job isn't filtering, it's transformation. It takes things that could be harmful and through some really elegant chemistry, turns them into harmless stuff our body can get rid of easily.
All right, let's head to the first big stop on the factory floor, the recycling line. This is where the liver deals with old, worn-out red blood cells and, in the process, creates a really important byproduct called bilirubin.
So here's how this assembly line works, step by step. First, old red blood cells get broken down, and this creates a yellow waste pigment called bilirubin. Now, this form of bilirubin isn't very easy for the body to handle. So at the next station, the liver works its magic, chemically tweaking it to make it water-soluble. From there, boom, it's pushed into the bile, sent down the line to the intestines, and finally, it's out. A perfect four-step process.
And hey, here's a wild fact for you. Ever wonder about the biology of your daily life? That yellow bilirubin pigment, after your liver and your intestines are done with it, is the very reason feces has its signature brown color. Kinda cool, right?
Okay, time to put on our hard hats, because we're heading to what might be the most important part of this whole factory, the detoxification unit. This is where the liver deals with the really dangerous stuff, neutralizing threats from both inside and outside your body. Let's start with a threat from the inside, ammonia. When your body processes protein, it naturally creates this stuff, and trust me, it's highly toxic. So what does the liver do? It uses this incredible process called the urea cycle. It takes that dangerous ammonia and converts it into urea, a much safer compound. This neutralized urea can then float safely through your blood until it gets to the kidneys, where it's filtered out. It's an absolutely ingenious solution to a potentially deadly problem.
So what about threats from the outside world? Well, for those, the liver calls in its special forces team of enzymes, cytochrome P450. Think of these as the rockstar employees that break down things like alcohol, medications, and other toxins. Their whole job is to chemically change these substances, making them water-soluble so the kidneys can just flush them right out of your system.
Our tour isn't over yet. Our final stop on the factory floor is surplus and shipping. This is the department that basically manages the factory's inventory. It deals with things the body has too much of or is done using, like hormones and cholesterol.
It really is all about inventory management. Got a little too much cholesterol on hand? The liver converts it into useful bile salts, or just packs it up for removal. Hormones like estrogen or insulin have finished their job? The liver steps right in to break them down and clear them out. And then every single one of these inactivated products gets shipped out, either through bile into your feces or into the blood for the kidneys to handle. Nothing goes to waste.
So let's step back from the factory floor for a minute and just look at the grand design of it all. When you see all these different pathways working together in perfect harmony, the sheer logistical and chemical genius of the liver is, well, it's just staggering.
This table just lays it all out so perfectly. For every single waste product we've talked about, you can see exactly where it came from and where the liver sends it. Bilirubin, That's headed for feces. Urea from ammonia, off to the urine. Drugs, cholesterol, old hormones, each one is precisely sorted, processed, and shipped out on a specific pathway. It's a masterclass in biological efficiency.
So look, if you take away just one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. Your liver is not a passive filter. It is an active, brilliant, dynamic chemical factory and a world-class logistics manager, all rolled into one. It's constantly working to keep your entire system running clean and safe.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? We've seen that the liver is a master chemist, working tirelessly in its lab for you day in and day out. The real question is, how well are you supplying that lab? Thanks for joining us.